Hello my friends, I am G Hondo and welcome back to our OpenTTD One City Challenge. This is episode 2. You'll probably notice on the screen here what I was looking at in between the first episode and this one. And the more I look at this, the more I want to just get rid of every single one of these trucks here that are going over here to X Grove and just plunk in a single train. Because I think I'll have a lot easier time micromanaging the amount of traffic based on the number of cars I put on that train. Because right now, just quickly doing this math in my head, I think I'm paying about 5 or 6 thousand a year in negative profit, and that frankly sucks. So the more I think about it, the more I'm leaning towards doing so. I know it'll mean taking out a whole pile of debt, which is obviously something I'm not real keen on, but I also have no idea how much. Um, but the more I think about it, the more keen I am on doing that. So I think that's what we're going to start with today. So first we're going to pull all of these X Grove mail and passenger vehicles back to a depot somewhere so we can sell them off. That'll recoup some of the money that the train is going to cost me. Won't get all of it, of course, but might as well get a little bit less, right? And now let's go ahead and plunk in a train. I suppose it doesn't terribly matter whether it goes from Frogtown or Frogtown Central. Central's a little bit bigger, so I think we'll just go from there. And I think I want to try to have some expandability. So I'm going to try and get, if I can, well, I can out there, 3 tracks ahead of time. That's 3 places that I don't now have to worry about getting run over. Having said that, I am going to pre-build a bunch of these, even though they're not going to do anything. This will mean that the city does not grow there, and thus I don't have the frustrating experience of trying to deal with that issue. So yes, I'll pay maintenance on these few tracks, but it shouldn't be that bad. This will, though, make sure that when the city does grow a whole lot more, that it doesn't overrun us. Right. I do need to see which is cheaper just to pay to flatten out the terrain, about 43, or to build a tunnel. 21. Tunnel it is. All right, that was easy. And somewhere down here, I guess we'll come off the top line here. I overshot it again, like I always do, because I have bad vision. And down this side we can connect. Yeah, we can just cross that road, that's fine. And we just need a single track here. We don't have to worry about expandability in a city that we're not going to be using anymore. There, by connecting it to that station, I don't have to muck around with the existing waiting passengers, because there should probably be some. Yeah, so that's fine. Okay, now we go to this side, and we give ourselves a shiny depot. And with that, we build our first train, a Wills 280. Awesome. I'm thinking 3 passenger cars and maybe 1 mail car. I could actually even put a fruit car on here. Yeah, actually I'm going to do that as well. So I'm going to put a fruit car on here as well. Sorry, fruit gondola. I'm sorry. And yeah, let's just do that. Since we're going to be over here anyway, let's make it worthwhile. And if we just connect that like that, and one like that, then the train can zip back and forth as it wills, no problemo. You will now be the X Grove, but you're much better than the previous one, so I'm going to call you X Grove Plus. Awesome. Okay. So now your route shall be to go from here. Actually, I may not be able to do the fruit one because I don't think Frogtown Central's close enough to this. Poop. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. We will have just a single platform over here. just to fix that. That will be just part of Frog Town. And I probably should have put it on the same line. That I can see where this is going already. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'll fix it. Okay, there we go. Now it doesn't matter which track it comes in on. I really don't want to muck about with track changes, especially in such a short area. Mostly because I will almost certainly screw it up, is the short answer. But anyway, you'll go to Frogtown to drop off fruit. You will then go to Frogtown Central to pick up any passengers or mail. On your way up to here, where you'll drop off and pick up passengers, and on your way back you can nip in to pick up more fruit before heading back to the depot to complete your trip. And I think that will work out very well. Okay. That also means then I can find the Fruit 9, which is the one that was going up to Radnor here, and it can also be put away. Okay. Okay, excellent. Let's try that. Well, there's our shiny little train. The other thing is, of course, I mean, it may take a while for it to get up to speed, but its top speed will be about 1.5 times faster, it looks like. Yeah, 88 to their 50 something, so not only does it go technically a slightly shorter route because I can go diagonal, but it also goes faster. But the main reason is I can jimmy the amount of goods it carries based on how many cars I take and what kind. So, yes, now there'll be some stuff waiting in depots. Is that everybody? No, still more coming I can see. Okay, we can palm all them off, get some of our money back. Speaking of money, I should repay what I don't need to not pay interest on it. Any other depots picked up anything? Not food to the depot, please, sir. Sir? Thank you. Okay. Over here, nobody. Okay. So I think that should be just about everybody. There's still this straggler here, but that's fine. And a couple of stragglers here and here. But again, that's fine. Okay, so we've got a few passengers coming up. That's good. And I can get rid of the station and some of this road to save a little bit of property maintenance. It's not a big deal if I get rid of every last square. I don't want to break and then rebuild the train tracks. I'll let that one square stay there. That's fine. I can't finish that until they're done, but that's okay. In the meantime, this guy's pulling in with the first load of passengers, which is already making him profitable. Now he's going to haul even more passengers back, plus some mail. Excellent. We can speed that up a bit. So now he'll pop in. Yes, thank you. Pop in, pick up the fruit that should have been waiting, but there isn't, because I got rid of the truck too soon. So I guess it'll have to reactivate this station. That's fine. We'll fetch fruit on the way back. Not a big deal. In the meantime, they are far enough along I can get rid of this road. And this road, and that road. Beautiful. And we can get rid of those vehicles we don't want. So now we are no longer paying maintenance on them either. Awesome. Okay, where is our train? I should put this on the bottom and this on the top. It makes more sense to my eyes that way. It's no real difference, I know, but it's an OCD thing, I think. But anyway. Alright, so you popped in for maintenance. Put the speed back up. Excuse me. So now we can pop down here to drop off the fruit we should have had but didn't. That's fine. I guess some passengers can trade there as well, so we're definitely profitable. This is much better than the 6,000 I was paying those road vehicles to do. This is much, much better. And yes, it means I have more debt to pay down, but it should be easier to pay it down. Because instead of losing 6K a year, we're probably going to be gaining about 6K a year. Possibly more, but somewhere in that neighborhood. Actually, probably more, I guess. We're already at 12. And that's completely full, with passengers waiting. So I could actually add another passenger car, if I felt like it. But the fact is, this was a good investment, I think. I think this will pay for itself pretty quickly. And there's some more fruit coming in, and thus Frogtown should have, yep, there it went, more food. I saw it flicker by, and then, so that is very good. Oh yeah, this thing's fantastic already. Oh, this is miles better. I kind of assumed it would just be about, 5 to 10K a year profit, which even still would be much better than what I was paying those vehicles. But this actually is going to be, like, massively better. Well, that is delightful. I'm very, very happy I did that now. So, is it worth building a train from here to here for the water? Probably not. Although I certainly could. I could just, cut a little track over this way and take over the water. Although the water ones are doing fine. They are, well, maybe I'm, oh yeah, last year's, it's because it's just January. They're making good bucks, so I don't need to do anything with them. And for a trip that short, that does seem excessive to bother building another train for. Because the train by itself costs like 60 grand or something, I think. Where'd it go? Yeah, 70 grand just for the train part, so I didn't mind doing that to get rid of all those vehicles that were costing me money, but to replace vehicles that are profitable, that seems kind of silly to me. But the other thing that this helps is this makes these trips back here much less painful, because I don't mind running a track here, but running road here would be a very slow process. So, plus we have some expandability this way if I wanted to, say, go over to these cities, which I might at some point, not right now, but at some point. That is at least an available option, which is good. Oh, I should pop this up so we can keep an eye on that. There we go. Yeah, we're definitely growing now. I like it. May want to do something about this food problem. I guess what I could do actually is put a food car on the train and have it, because it's going to go from here to here anyway. I'm going to do that actually. If you would be so kind, sir, as to pop into depot on your way by, I'm going to add a food car to you. And then I can get rid of those 2 food vans. There we go, 1 food box car. Excellent. No, you go on the train, sir. I thought it was stopped in the depot. Oh, I clicked too soon. Okay. Never mind. There. So now you have the capacity to haul the food from here to here, which by itself would be a really pointless trip, but as part of the bigger trip, it's fine. And that means I can now go and find my 2 food vans and get rid of them too, which is nice. One might almost think I didn't like having road vehicles. That's not true. I just don't like having road vehicles that cost me money. Yes, I realize I have to be hauling food for them, but I don't have to be doing it at a loss. Where is the other fruit? Oh, did you go to 2 different depots? You did. Okay. Silly things. That's fine. Not a problem. Okay. So now we just have to wait for the train to come and pop in here so it knows it's getting food again. So there'll be a little blip here, but that's fine. Yeah, and now you're hauling food. to here. Excellent. Fantastic. And if anything, that even helps this thing profit that little bit more. Nothing wrong with that. Excellent. Well, that's actually improved a bit. Right until I started looking at it. What a jerk. But anyway, it's fine. It's got stuff sitting there waiting, so it's doing its job just fine. Now, the only thing I'm not sure about is if this train is fast enough to keep up a constant supply in terms of, yeah, it's not fast enough for that. But I really don't want to put a second train on. Unless, of course, I do actually do a super silly, super short train here, but I don't really want to do that. So I think we may have blips here, at least until we get faster trains. I have no idea when that will occur, but I think that might be a thing that happens. Because right now it's taking a bit too long to do that full route. Which is unfortunate, but so be it. But I think I'd rather just have slightly slower growth and have this much more efficient route than have those inefficient vans, even if that means the growth is a little bit quicker. Oh, look at the cash. I should be repaying some of that loan off. But that's how I know I'm doing well, if I get distracted and don't realize I've just made 100 grand. That means I'm doing something right. Okay. Well, I guess the other option, I could make the second line have the one from the fruit going and doing, so it's basically just a food train, fruit to food, and then take the food and fruit cars off of this train. I could do that. I mean, that would certainly be an option. Sorry about that, my cell phone's ringing. I forgot to shut the sound off on it. Sorry about that, folks. Please ignore that. I thought I had, in fact, shut the sound off, but apparently I did not. Rookie mistake again, I'm sorry. Anyway, and then there'll probably be another beep, so I'll probably get a voicemail from whoever that was. So please ignore that noise too when it comes. Anyway. Alright, so I think it might be time to... Well, I should decide first. Should I split the food off? Is that fruit and food going to be enough to make a train profitable by itself? That is a good question. I'm not sure it will be, considering how little fruit is going to be sitting here. Although that could be because this one just took some of it as well, but... Okay, because it took some of it as well, I guess, but... I'm not sure. Somebody who's good at train signals would do it without even thinking about it, just by putting in signals and using the same line, but... Yeah, I'm not that good with signals. So now I'm not so sure that that's a good idea. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to split it off. Forget it, we're doing it. I'm going to do it. I may regret it, but we're going to do it. So, we'll split off of here. We'll just go above this part so I don't have to pay for another tunnel. And then down here. Actually, I guess I could just extend these a little bit. And that way I'll miss that depot. And thus I won't have to... Oh, I actually lined it up right for a change. Well done, me. Anyway, so it will need its own depot, but that's not a problem. I will have to pull some money back out from the bank temporarily to do this, but that's also not a big deal. The bank loves me, so it's fine. Unlike in real life. So we need food and fruit. I think just one of each should be fine. So you will be renamed to Food Train near X Grove. Because I'll probably will have more of them later, but for now that'll be the only one. Right, your route shall be from here through your depot, and then down here to the food side, and then to the drop-off side. Excellent. And with that, off you go, and in the meantime, you, once you're done this part of your trip, will be going to your depot. So I can take off those extra cars, which will speed this up nicely. But more importantly, this should overall make that trip a bit shorter. And thus, we should be showing that we have food delivered more often. It may still have times where it's not, because this is still a pretty long trip, but it should be better having hang on one moment. There seems to be some confusion here as to what this train is doing, in that it's not moving. You should be heading to Radnor South, which is right here. But you won't, because this one still is on that. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fixable. We're going to be fixing that momentarily. This is why you would need signals. It's still seeing that section as reserved because this train still has it in its route. But we're going to be removing that in a moment, so it'll be fine. Okay, so you are the food boxcar, so you're done. And you are... There it is, the fruit gondola. Excellent. And, more importantly, you are no longer going to Radnor South, but you are still doing every other portion as you were doing it. Or, should I take this part off? Because this side doesn't have a lot of passenger anyway. So maybe I shouldn't even go to here. Maybe I should just go strictly from Frogtown Central up to X Grove. Yeah, I think that'll be better, actually. That'll make this one even quicker as well. Okay. Yep, so now this one sees that this section of track is no longer reserved, and thus it has a route. And this one seems to be confused. Why is it confused? I don't know. Going to X Grove, which is your own line. There's nothing else on it. Okay, why are you confused now? No idea, but you were confused, but you seem to have figured it out on your own now, so that's fine. I have no idea. No idea what the problem there was. But it fixed itself, so it's fine. I guess that means now I can actually name this mail and passengers. That way I'll know. Excellent. Okay. Okay, why aren't you going there? You should not be reserving that track because you're going to you're coming in on different tracks. These tracks don't connect to each other, so you can't reserve them all. Sir? Sir? But that is the problem, isn't it? You're reserving. Because I'll bet as soon as I get past there, this thing will start to pull out again. Or it will just stay there indefinitely in that... No, you wait until... Okay, these tracks should not be reserving each other. Okay, we are going to fix this. I know the signaling will be safe this time because there's literally nothing that can be a problem since they don't talk to each other at all. So even I can't screw this one up. Having said that, if there is a way to screw it up, I will find it, but I think I should be safe on this one. Okay, now both sides on all three tracks have their own sets of signals, both in and out of the station. So all things being equal, even if it does reserve, it should only be reserving a very tiny amount of the track, and it should still be allowed to go most of the way. And I don't even mind if it stops here for a minute just while it's doing this part. That's not a huge deal. It's annoying and pointless, but it's not a huge deal. Fruit is getting old. Oh, that shouldn't amuse me, but I just had a thought in my head of a, banana that you've left out on the counter for too long starting to go mushy. Anyway, let's check the auto renew if we have one yet for these. No, we do not. Okay. That's fine. Anyway, so this train is slightly profitable. It's not making a huge amount, but it's fine. This one's doing just fine. So I think we're good. It's still not quite quick enough to constantly have this thing showing as connected to food, but it will be there more often than the previous train would have been, so I'm okay with that. And like I say, later on when we get faster trains, it'll be easier anyway, so. So not a big problem. Okay. Let's go and chip down the debt a bit more. This is good. Now we can start deciding where we're going next. Well, that's actually improved quite a bit, so we should be no longer having quite as much of a backlog here. Should being the operative word. But I guess that is something else I could do. I could rip all this out and make it a train as well. That wouldn't sadden me in the slightest to do that. In fact, I might just do that, actually. In fact, what I think I'm going to do is have it come in onto this line and do the same thing the other one's doing, where it drops fruit off and then immediately takes that food over. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So, once again, banker friend, I know I just gave you your money back, but you need to give it to me again. Because I am a creature of whim and poor advanced planning. Alright, so again, this can be just a single track. And I need to make sure... Oh, that's not very flat, is it? Okay, I may have to pay to flatten this part out. Yikes, that was a bit expensive. Anyway, so be it. For simplicity, I'll count that as part of the truck station, just so I don't lose the existing stuff that's there. And now we can cut up. And we can pretty much just run parallel to the existing road for the most part. -1 square for the depot for the trucks that I can't get rid of just yet. But that's still not bad. Beautiful. Okay. And a train depot over here somewhere. That's fine. Beautiful. Okay. So once again, you're going to be food and fruit. You are going to be a food train near, does that say Druntown? Druntown. Beautiful. And your actual route shall be from there. I didn't ask you to copy, I asked you to go there. Thank you. Thank you, sweetie. It's so nice of you. Moving on. To there. And then to there. Now, it's quite possible these will happen to go at the same time and it won't necessarily help. But it's also possible that they'll crisscross nicely and thus overlap the food delivery portion a bit more often. That's my hope anyway. It may or may not actually work, but we will try it. And that means I can then, after I've let this train go for a little bit, I can then start hauling the food trucks out of there and get rid of them. And that will be fine. Okay. Then at that point, depending on how much fruit this place is producing, I can then, add or subtract fruit gondolas off of here just nice and easily. Okay, so these are all fruit, so you are all sent to depot. Yeah, that's already making a teensy bit of profit, or it was up till just now. Okay, so I'm definitely going to need at least one more fruit gondola, possibly a couple. That's okay, because you're going to be passing your depot anyway. And when you're in there, we will add you another fruit gondola. Which holds 25, which in turn means, yeah, you may as well have another food car as well. And my OCD will not permit what's happening here. The two foods have to be together, so the two fruits can be together. Alright, food, fruit. Glorious. Okay. OCD is not pleasant, but it's forced. I might even need a third, but we'll start with two for now. And we can get rid of the road portions here. You don't need those anymore. Beautiful. Okay. So now I'm no longer paying maintenance on those, which is nice. Okay, so that has no trouble getting a full load and still has plenty left over, so I foresee more gondolas in its future. Well, it looks like it's not a one-to-one exchange, so I guess I don't really need to do another, okay. What do you mean you can't figure out how to go to your depot? Wow, okay. So I think I'll just add another fruit gondola, but not another food car, because I don't think I need them. It's either because the fruit to food ratio is not one-to-one, or it's not instant, or possibly a bit of both. But in either way, we will be adding more fruit gondola storage. There we go. In fact, you know what? Let's just do it right. Let's just get it done. Don't just do it right. Okay. Meanwhile, you are still making me lots of money. That's good. You are still making a little bit of money. That's good. Okay, so you're the only one I'm still kind of watching, but I'm pretty sure you're fine. Fruit 8 has a void. Why is Fruit 8 still out there? Sir? Sir? You are in the depot, right? Okay, then we're not going to worry about you. Right, okay. It could still probably support one more gondola, but I think that'll be enough. I don't want to burn through this so fast it starts to wreck the capacity availability, so I think we'll do just fine with 4 full cars of fruit, which will convert. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, now you're making me tons of money. We are good here. Excellent. Now, the question of the day becomes, do I do anything with the few road vehicles I still do have left, which are just the water ones, or do I just leave them? This would seem like such a short, pointless trip. Having said that, I have 2 trains doing this, so I guess that's a pretty moot point. But anyway. Now, I think I'll leave those trucks there for now. They're fine. They're doing fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Well, we're about to get to 1951. Which means we may soon have... No, not yet. Not quite ready for a new train yet. Do we have a new plane yet? Oh, we do. This guy here. Well, that's interesting. It could haul fruit, which turns into food, and it can haul food, but it can't haul maize, which also turns into food. Like if I go through a farm instead of a plantation, I could bring that corn or maize back, and it still makes food. But for some reason, the planes won't carry it. That's kind of bizarre. I'm not sure why that is. That is very, very bizarre. It's probably an oversight, but not a big deal. I guess I just won't be flying corn anytime soon. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Meanwhile, our happy little city here is basically doubled in size since we first started, because it was hovering in the 300s when we first started. Oh, we need to refresh our drink. Water's getting very old and needs replacing. Oh, I probably don't have enough. I think I have it set to only auto-renew if I have over 200k. So that they're probably not just renewing back to what they are. That's probably the problem. I also don't remember off the top of my head where that is. Yeah, there it is. Okay, well let's auto-renew if I have at least 20. That should be easier. So at least some of them should be able to get done now. I only have 4 of them anyway, so it's not a huge deal. So that's not a huge deal. Although I haven't actually seen any replace yet. So maybe they're just getting to a point where they're getting ready to get done, but they're not actually there yet. Well, no, they are over their age, so they should be getting done. Well, yeah, because you can't tell it to replace to itself. But then you don't really need to, because they are allowed to just convert back to what they are. Well, that one's a newer one, it's fine. But my original ones, yeah, they're already well over their time. So they should be being replaced. I'm not sure why they're not. Very bizarre. Very bizarre. Because they are doing maintenance stops. I've seen them pop in and pop out. But I'm not seeing them actually do it. Unless it counts this as how much money you have, not this. But I thought it was this, not... Because nothing ever uses this amount. This is the one it always talks about. So I really don't know. I is confused boy. Or did it not actually take that setting I changed? No, it really did. So as soon as it's 6 months past its maximum, which is to say that for some reason this was off. So it would have done a renew to a different kind, but not to back to itself. I don't know why that would default to off, but yeah, that fixed it. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway. Mine is not to reason why, only to find and fix. So be it. So I see we're still having blips with the food requirement, but it does seem to be a lot less often and shorter durations, so that's good. I'd really like to know why it still thinks these two lines have anything to do with each other when these tracks are not connected, and there's no possible way that they can interfere with each other. I really don't get that. But it still clearly is doing it, because you can see the slightly darker on the track, and that means the track is reserved, because obviously there's a train coming. But you see how this, yeah, there's still something funky happening here, and I'm not sure why that is. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I do know I don't like it. That I can tell you. That I can definitely confirm. Okay, so they all got done, so I don't need to keep cash on hand anymore. We can just plunk it straight into chipping away the debt. Cool. Very good, very good. Yeah, I'm really not sure what's happening here. Maybe I need more signals. I shouldn't, because it shouldn't have, like I say, they just shouldn't have anything to do with each other at all. Unless maybe these are too close and it thinks somehow this one can connect to that, even though it can't. I don't know. I really do not know. It does not make a lot of sense to me. I mean, I'll guess I'll add some more signals. They don't cost very much, and if it helps, then it's worthwhile. Oh, that's right, we're after 1950, so we get the shiny electric ones. It would help if I put it on the right square, right? So we have one's going that way, one's going this way. So that blocks this section away from this section entirely. And I guess just to make it official, we can have one on each side of this, which will block that section off. I guess the other thing I could do is, maybe because it sees that the routes are connected here, since I'm not using this anymore, let me just get rid of this. Because maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe it just doesn't know how to deal with the possibility they could be connected, even though they aren't. That is possible. But between that and the signals, I think that should solve the problem. Hopefully, anyway, and if it doesn't, then I really don't know what to do with it. But anyway. Strangeness. Yeah, they seem fine now. But again, whether that was the signal or disconnecting this part, I'm not sure. It was probably disconnecting this part, actually. I guess it figures, you know, if there was something blocking here, it could come down here. And thus it has to reserve it, even if it has already chosen this line. It still needs to reserve it for some reason. Purely a guess, I have no idea. Who knows? But anyway, like I say, things are going pretty well here. We've gotten the main issues sorted out. Money's flowing in nicely, which means we'll be able to just destroy this debt. And after that, it's all growth. We're still small enough that I can add rails in here very easily, which is good. And I'm glad I kind of reserved this section before it grew too much. Because trying to tuck a station in now would be... Well, it'd still be okay, but... Oh. This food train's not doing well anymore. Why are you not doing well anymore? Did this thing fail you? No. Well, it's low, but it certainly isn't failing you. Okay, well, I guess we'll be keeping an eye on this then. Or could that be because it kept stopping so much? Well, I guess we'll see in a minute. Because now it should not stop at all other than its normal maintenance. So it shouldn't have to just sit and wait for this other train while it runs up running cost. Or maybe this just isn't enough fruit to warrant this track. Yeah, I guess maybe that just isn't enough fruit. Well, alright then. If that's the case, you're going to be going away soon, because I do not tolerate non-profitable vehicles. Just so you know. Shape up or ship out. Well, you got a 10th ton this time. You only had 9 last time, so see how much of a difference that makes. Probably not much. Well, you actually have some food to drop off as well, so although it's worthless. Yeah, I think this route's going to be going away shortly. So I don't see this improving very much on its own. And what doesn't help is I saw some that was there and then it vanished, which means this place sold it off itself because it didn't think it was being serviced well enough. Which is kind of harsh if you think about it, because I don't think they're servicing me well enough. So this will be a very unprofitable trip. Yeah, this route's going away. So sorry, so sad, but this is going away. What I think I'll just do with it, though, for simplicity, is I'll just keep most of this track and then just continue it on and connect up to probably Radnor, maybe Ackwell, one or the other of those. That way I can still keep use of all this track I built. It just will no longer be a food train. This will now be Radnor passengers and mail. Okay. So we will need a station over here somewhere. Tucked in as close as we can get it there. Oh, they accept diamonds. That's interesting. I don't see a... Oh, there's a bank there. Excellent. I don't actually have any access to diamonds, but still, it's neat. Anyway. Can't see... Oh, right. The banker needs to be my friend again. Got it. Not a problem. My banker is always my buddy. Except when he isn't, right? Anyway. Let's get rid of some of this track, get a little bit of our money back. Not like it's a big help, but we may as well have it. More importantly, however, is that these cars are going away to be replaced. Let's say 2 passengers and 1 mail. I don't know if we need both of those, but we'll start with 2. More importantly, instead of going to Radnor South, because that's now gone, you will instead go to Radnor. And on this side, you no longer need to go here to drop food off, so you'll just go to Frog Central, not to just Frog Town. So that also makes that trip a little bit shorter. Okay. And let's see how you do with that. course, it'll come this way first, so it's got to go back the other side to activate and all that, so it's still going to be unprofitable for a little while, but hopefully this has at least solved the problem moving forward. But we'll have to let it go back and forth a few times to see. In the meantime, I'm not paying interest on money I don't need to be paying interest on. Call me silly if you must, but I'm not doing it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this station active. Okay. So now there will be passengers and mail eventually waiting for us. Not much, though, by the looks of it, but I guess if we have enough passenger traffic on this side, it may not matter. Although I'm starting to think I really don't need the second passenger car. Anyway. Yeah, I guess this city is a little bit small. All the other ones around it are just as small anyway, so... Yeah, I foresee me getting rid of the second passenger car because I don't see any use for it. So I'm not paying for the... It doesn't actually show it, but there is a maintenance cost associated with all vehicles, and including the cars. But when you're in there buying a vehicle, it doesn't actually show it. But it does exist, or at least it used to. Maybe that was a mod I had, I'm not sure. But I do know I saw the running cost drop when I took a car off one time, so I should have paid attention there since I was going to mention it, but anyway, I didn't, because I'm a fool. So be it. But anyway. I think this will end up being okay. It's certainly not going to make a ton of money, but I think it will at least make a little bit. Very, very little bit. And again, as this side grows, we theoretically will have more and more stuff to send out this way anyway, but I don't think this is ever going to be a real heavy money maker for us. More just a little dribble. But that's fine. Yeah, it's just a little dribble of cash. That's okay. As long as it's going in the right direction, I don't mind that. Plink that down some more. Excellent. Yeah, it makes so little that by the time it gets back, it does most of its route technically negative, and just as it hits each side of the station and gets a little bit in, it's high enough to just tweak it back over. So it's certainly not millionaire level, that's for sure. But it will definitely show off as better than it did last year, that's for sure. So, and that would be good. Nothing on this side at all, really. That's not nice. That's not nice at all. Oh, it's not accepting mail. Why are you not accepting mail, sir? Did they shrink? Might have. Huh. Well, if you're not going to be accepting mail, then I don't see a whole lot of point in sending you a mail truck or car. So we'll sort that out. I also don't know why it doesn't know how to just drive in like that. For some reason, it only ever wants to drive in from this side, and I don't know why that is. It does seem very silly to me, though. I guess we can check this as well. 12,594. And when I get rid of the mail car... Okay, so it didn't change. So it must have been a mod I had then. Actually, it just went up, but that's probably because of its age. Um, yeah, so I must have had a mod that was adding running cost for cars then. Well, that's good, because I don't want to pay it anyway. But this will be fine. If anything, this taking cars off just makes it that little bit faster to accelerate, so I guess that can't be a bad thing. There we go, that's alright. Excellent. Okay, so it should be fine. And we are chipping away another little bit. So this is good. And some more. Nope, not quite. Out of curiosity, if I did want to send diamonds up to that bank, how much would it cost me to build a diamond mine? Just shy of 30 million. Okay, so that won't be happening anytime soon. If I hadn't been able to find a city that had both food processing and water, I was just going to take one that just had a food processor because they cost a lot, but the actual water towers, well, actually that's gone up quite a bit. They were 800,000 before, so it would have been harsh, but I could have done it. Basically just maxing out the loan and hoping there was a water supply really nearby. But anyway, we got lucky and didn't have to. Hey, a new train. Excellent. I like new trains. I like new trains a lot. Try not to be surprised by that. Having said that, except for the much nicer running cost, this is actually a little bit worse. Like it's slower and less powerful. Now that shouldn't matter for most of my trains because they're not heavily loaded anyway. I don't like them being slower, but I really do like the drastically lower cost. So I'm actually going to tell this thing to go ahead and replace those. I know it will seem very strange to most of you to see me do that, but that difference in speed I'm not going to notice, at least not likely. But I will definitely notice every single train I have making me 7,000 a year more, just existing. So yeah, let's have that happen. In fact, I may even make, I don't know how much you get when you sell a train, but I may actually even make money off the exchange. Because I know you get some value back when you sell a train. I'll have to wait and see one coming in. Did you exchange? No, you didn't. You're still the 88. I probably have to have enough to afford the initial cost, and then it would probably refund me the difference. So I may not be able to until I have the, I think it was 60 or something. I've already forgotten. It's 56. Okay, but I'm nothing if not curious, so let's have that happen. Okay, so I did end up paying about 30 for it. So the amount I get back off the old train is clearly peanuts. Okay, that's fine. It'll make it, like I say, it's making me an extra 7,000 a year just existing. So that pays for itself in 4 or 5 years anyway. So I'm okay with that. So now I need to know which ones are done and which ones are not. That one's clearly not done. Neither is that one. So you must be the one that is. Yes, you're the one that is done. So I may have to actually re-extend this loan just to make sure that they get that done. Because I would like to see that get done, frankly. That's just a thing I'd like to see. Oh, how nice for you. You accept food, which means you're allowed to grow. How nice. Anyway. You don't get food. You can get mail if you'll accept it, but you denied me, so you get nothing but passengers. Okay, that one's done. Excellent. And that one's done. Yes? Yes. Okay. So now we can just go ahead and start repaying that back. And like I say, we're now basically making, between the three of them, approximately 20k a year more. Just existing. By having cheaper running costs. That's fantastic. I can't complain about that in the slightest. So, we'll just keep chipping away at this, I guess, for the short term. And that will be fine. I don't think we need to build anything new immediately. Unless another new train comes up or something, but... But all things being equal, I think we just sit back for a little while and keep zapping away at this loan. Eventually, not paying $10,000 a year in interest by the time I get it totally done will be good. But yeah, we're looking pretty good here. We are, however, running up to time control, so that seems like a good spot to put a break in for this video. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you'll come hang out with me again next time.